fratricide, murdering your mother. What makes them do it?
The world's most infamous mama's boy is on the line.
I thought maybe I could help.
What Hitchcock started, Showtime finishes.
What did she do that she should pay for it with her life?
Before the terror can end.
Norman!
See how it all began.
Mama's little girl!
Anthony Perkins, E.T.'s Henry Thomas, and Olivia Hussey star.
And now I'm going to have to do it again.
Norman!
Psycho 4, The Beginning. A Showtime original movie. Sunday on Showtime. The word is out on Showtime's original world premiere movie, Psycho 4, The Beginning.
Norman!
Excruciatingly suspenseful.
She deserves to die.
Special effects that fairly stun you. The casting is inspired.
Norman!
It's a Sacco conclusion. Extremely well done. Before the terror can end, see how it all began. Psycho 4, The Beginning, exclusively on Showtime. It's time again for the ACE Awards, cable TV's annual salute to the finest programs that cable has to offer. This year, Showtime is proud to have presented stars, series, specials, and concerts that have been nominated for this prestigious honor. Who will the winners be? January 13th will be a night to remember when our stars come out for the ACE Awards. Check local listings for details. Look who's a mommy.
No.
Look who's the daddy.
I'm going through a selfish phase right now.
A selfish face?
And look who's talking.
Oh, put me back in!
John Travolta.
Guy's a good actor, isn't he?
Kirstie Alley.
She's okay. I like her.
Olympia Dukakis.
Oh, yeah. She's gone.
George Segal.
Who was that clown?
And the voice of Bruce Willis is Mikey.
Yeah, right back at you, babe.
Look who's talking. Premiering December 2nd on Showtime.
Action.
Oh, gracious. Goodness gracious.
Director Rob Reiner's new film, Misery, tells the story of a best-selling novelist portrayed by James Caan, who is kidnapped by a psychopathic fan played by Kathy Bates.
God, I love you.
Cut. Good.
Reiner was drawn to the project because he found the main character's desire to explore new directions in his work irresistible.
I love the idea of the struggle. I love the idea of every artist, what every artist goes through, whether they're writers or painters or musicians or actors or directors. They can get typed, they can get pigeonholed. You can get into a certain rut where if you become, especially if you become successful, you're frightened to break out of that rut. Let's do one more without the nod, just the action. And cut. Very good.
Breaking free of the expectations of others is a prevalent theme in Reiner's own life. After gaining widespread popularity for his role as Michael Stivic on TV's All in the Family, Reiner put a halt to a promising and lucrative acting career to pursue his passion for directing.
That's exactly what I drew on. When I first started becoming a director, when I wanted to be a director, I was just known as a TV actor in a sitcom, and it was very, very hard for me to get people to accept me as a film director. Action.
The world did open its arms to Reiner as a director, and for good reason. With his comic wit and soft touch, Reiner has made us laugh and cry with astonishingly diverse films, such as This Is Spinal Tap, Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, and When Harry Met Sally.
Cut.
Even though he is now an established director, Rob Reiner is still exploring new film genres rather than sitting still and being typecast.
It's so funny to have made a film that that you watch and the people scream. You know, I've never made anybody scream in my life. I've never gotten an audience to scream. They may scream because they hate the film. Hey, this stinks. But they never scream like, ah, I'm scared. And to watch the people like jumping out of the seats I can see why people like to make movies like this. It's fun. It's fun to watch them jump like that. Almost as fun as making them laugh.
Most people, they don't know how they're gonna feel from one minute to the next. But a dope fiend has a pretty good idea. All you gotta do is look at the labels on the little bottles.
Euphoria, paranoia, depression, death. The movie Drugstore Cowboy is about the harsh realities of a drug addict's life, and it rings true mainly because it was based on an unpublished novel written by former drug addict and convicted felon James Folgle. He has spent 36 of his 54 years behind bars, mostly for drug-related offenses. Today, Folgle is incarcerated in Walla Walla, a maximum security prison in Washington State, this time for a 1979 robbery and assault conviction. He took up writing after receiving encouragement from his fellow inmates.
They'd say, Jim, they say, why don't you write them stories like you tell them, you know? And so I thought, oh, well, all right, I'll try that one time.
He wrote Drugstore Cowboy from inside his jail cell in 1975.
Not many people have ever wrote about this type of junkies. They wrote about heroin addicts and cocaine addicts and this and that. And you see a lot of it, but nobody ever really brought up the pharmacy type junkies before, and there are a lot of them.
Initially, no one was interested in Fogle's story, and he gave up on his dream to be a writer. Then in 1988, a friend of Fogle's sent it to director Gus Van Sant, who immediately saw its potential. Van Sant persuaded Avenue Pictures to produce it and cast Matt Dillon to play the lead, drug addict and thief Bob Hughes. Soon, Hollywood was knocking on Fogle's cell door.
Matt Dillon wants to come over and see you, you know. I says, oh, yeah, and I didn't really know who Matt Dillon was at that point, you know. I was thinking of Gunsmoke, you know, and I says, oh, yeah, and I got his, but when that kid came, then I knew who he was.
David. David, what do you want?
I just want to see you for a minute, Bob. Come on, let me in.
You alone?
Oh, yes, I'm alone. What'd you think? I brought my rat-faced granny along to hold my hand?
David, you're an asshole.
Although Drugstore Cowboy is fiction, much of the story does mirror Fogle's own life. Just like Bob Hughes, knocking over the local pharmacy was James Fogle's favorite sport.
It's almost like going to the horse races and winning every race. You know, it's nothing like success to catch on, you know, and I just never could cure myself of it afterward. I walk past some pharmacies, and I know all that's in there, and I know what it's worth and what I can do with it and how to get it, and it was always hard to, you know, for me to get past one.
Pass them all over the place! Come on! I think she might follow her tongue. Look at that! Turning blue!
Fogle's friends from his Drugstore Cowboy days are all gone, dead from drug overdoses or drug-related diseases. However, Folgle, who will soon be paroled, has kicked his drug habit and is working on a new novel.
I've had a really up and down life. You know, I've did 9 prison sentences. I've been in where they've almost shot the cars off the road. In fact, my partner got killed back in Wisconsin. We ran out of a clinic that was surrounded through the gunfire. And I've sat down and tried it, but it's hard to write a story like that because you just, you know, you sound so much, you're like a fool, you know, because a person would say, well, why would somebody do these things, you know? And I don't even know why myself. I later come to believe that maybe I did it just to tell about afterwards.
Experience James Fogle's Drugstore Cowboy this month, exclusively on Showtime.
I just told it the way it was, more or less.
He's come home to visit his ailing parents.
I just wanted to say how happy I am to see the family together.
He may at last discover the meaning of love.
It's terrific for him, John.
And parenthood.
Why was making money always more important to you than me or Mom?
Ooh. Ted Danson, Jack Lemmon,
Since I got out of the hospital, I have had such fun.
Olympia Dukakis.
Something has happened to him. This man is not your father.
A story of a family discovering itself. Dad. World television premiere December 8th on Showtime.
Too young to play it safe.
And me too.
They were a minor crime family.
The Maggie, Rockefeller. Those are the guys with criminal genes.
But when a sweet deal came along,
Just the three of us.
What do you think, Pop?
I'm in. I'm in.
there was supposed to be no violence, no mistakes, no cops, no way.
What happened? He fell.
Sean Connery, Dustin Hoffman, and Matthew Broderick make crime pay. It's their family business. Premiering next month on Showtime. She wanted her husband found.
I don't know anything about anything.